What comes to your mind when you hear the words small town America? Is it a quiet neighborhood with friendly people? A place where everyone knows your name? Or is it a dying town that's losing population, forgotten by the world and slowly fading away? Are small towns in America peaceful places to live, or are they just sleepy, forgotten places? In this video, we look at both sides of the coin. The small town lifestyle has its own set of pros and cons, just like any other way of life. There's no right or wrong way to live your life. But if you're rethinking about leaving the city for a small town, or you're curious about what life is like outside of the big city, then maybe this will give you some insight into the lives of those who call small towns home. Let's take a look. Here are 7 signs that you're not in a small town, but just forgotten. Number 1, your calls don't get transferred. When you dial the local directory assistance and ask for the number to the doctor's office or the nearest gas station, the person you're talking to will actually give you the number. And if you call that number, you will actually be able to speak to someone there. Like the big city, where the directory assistance is going to put you on hold for hours while they try to figure out what department can help you best or how many numbers you have to dial before you even reach an actual human being. Sometimes you just want to talk to another human being. It's nice to know that you can do that in a small town. If you need to get in touch with anyone or any business in your area, you woe and have to spend hours on hold listening to elevator music. While you wait for someone to answer, instead, you'll be able to talk to them right away. This might sound like a blessing, but it can also be a curse when you call up your local pizza shop and ask for a delivery. And the owner says, "I'm sorry, we don't deliver to your area." And you say, "Well, what do you mean you don't deliver to my area? I live in town." And they say, "We don't deliver outside of town limits." And you realize that if you lived just over the border in the next county over, then you would be able to get free delivery. But because your town was forgotten and not annexed into the neighboring town's borders, you have to go pick up your own food now. Just make sure you tip well if delivery is an essential service for you. You might want to consider moving closer to the border of that other town. Number 2, the one high school in town also serves the surrounding area. So the football team plays under the name of the town you live in. But students from several other communities come to your town to attend school here. In fact, the only reason you have a high school in your town is because the neighboring towns don't have their own. Since so many other kids from different towns attend your high school, you have a larger high school than you would expect for the size of your town. The high school might even have more students than the entire town has residents. And since everyone comes from different communities, you don't really develop much school spirit since nobody really cares which team is playing who. They only cheer for the team that represents their own town. No. 3. Everyone in town has a key to the city pool. The city pool doesn't require a paid admission ticket. Anyone from town can just walk up to the pool with their key and come and go as they please. Some days the pool is packed with kids from the community, and other days it's almost empty. Some days the pool is closed due to lack of lifeguards, and some days the pool is drained for cleaning. For whatever reason, you never know what you're going to get with your local pool. If you don't have a pool, then the local lake or river becomes the community's swimming hole. And everyone in town knows to stay away from the water on days ending in Y, because that's when the locals turn the river into a moonshine bathtub and go skinny dipping. Number 4, the hospital's emergency room is open 24/7, but the rest of the clinic is closed after 5 p.m. The emergency room at the local hospital is always open. But unless you have a life-threatening condition, you're better off driving to the big city and seeing a real doctor. If you break your leg or have your appendix burst in the middle of the night, you're in good hands. But if you need stitches for a paper cut, then you're probably going to have to drive to the next town over. In most small towns, there aren't many doctors around. And if they do have a couple of doctors in town, their specialties usually end at treating injuries caused by farming equipment or industrial accidents. But when the sun goes down, the hospital shuts down. If you need to see a doctor during normal business hours and it's not life-threatening, then your options are limited. You either have the traveling nurse practitioner who makes monthly visits, or you have to travel to the nearest big city yourself. You might think having medical care in town is a benefit, but you should remember, big hospitals have specialists of all kinds. Small clinics only have general practitioners who are great at what they do, but they're not specialists. Number 5, everyone in town knows your business. Small towns can be great if you like peace and quiet. They're also great if you like living far away from temptation. When you live in a small town, you don't have to worry about noisy neighbors blasting their music or their television late at night. Because the loudest thing that ever happens in your town is when the train blows its whistle at midnight. Since everyone knows everyone else's business in town, you're not likely to find much excitement here. If there is excitement to be found, it probably comes in the form of gossip. And in small towns, gossip travels faster than the speed of light. If something happens in your house while you're on vacation, you can bet that by the time you're back home, the whole town knows why you were gone and what happened. The upside to living in a small town is that if someone breaks into your car, everyone in town will know who did it and why. No. 6. If you don't like hunting, fishing, or baseball, then you're boring. There isn't much to do in a small town, so everyone participates in one of 3 activities: hunting, fishing, or baseball. These are considered the main hobbies of people who live in small towns. Sure, there are exceptions to every rule, and you might find a few people who like to garden or knit. But most of the town's activities revolve around some sort of outdoor recreation. All the local bars are named after some sort of animal that you can hunt, and all the local restaurants serve the same type of food. You know meat? And if you don't eat meat, then you're probably not welcome in most small-town establishments. Number 7. The streets have more potholes than the moon. In small towns, there's usually only one main road that runs through it. This is the road that everyone uses to get in and out of town. It's the road that the truckers use to transport goods, and the road that you take to get to the nearest hospital or shopping center. Most small-town roads aren't paved and are unmaintained. So the one road that leads in and out of town is usually in horrible condition. Even the main road that runs through the town usually looks like it hasn't been paved since the 1950s. And you can count the number of potholes by counting the number of Sundays that have passed since Jesus was born. In small towns, the biggest concern for the local government is making sure the bridge that goes over the creek in the middle of town has uncollapsed yet. So they focus all their resources on maintaining that one structure. The rest of the roads are basically just a trail that follows a route to get in and out of town. So if you decide to move to a small town, make sure you get a vehicle with a good suspension system. Alright folks, now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this one? Leave us a comment below and let us know what you think. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.